que quiero que me dicen, ya me dio decirte que te amo. Háblame bajito, que nadie se entere, que no contamos. Quiero que me dicen, que nadie se entere, porque no amamos. Que quiero que me dicen, ya me dio decirte que te amo. Háblame bajito.
Hola, buenas noches. Welcome to Seville. I'm coming to you from this dark alleyway. Not really, because I'm on my way to a Dark Tales of Seville tour. It was really cool. I shifted my day so I would leave a little early so that I could come out and do this tour. 10 minutes from now, I love these things. I'm going to hear about ghosts and superstitions and what's going on in Seville on the darker side. I'm sure it's going to be fun. Really looking forward to it.
Religions is getting more and more and more relevant. And the leader of that congregation,
I have to behave myself. How can I do this? I need to call an artist, and in a few days I put an sculpture, and this is my
pay for your taxes. You can be Jew, you can be Christian, you can have your temples.
Hola a todos. Bienvenido a Sevilla. Welcome to Seville. It's been another great day. I think I mentioned in the intro that I stayed home most of the day so I could take off a little early, so I can take a little dark history tour. I gotta tell you, I love that stuff. I really do. I eat it up. History is so fascinating, always. And when you come to the city where the history happened, it's a little different. It's a little better. It's a lot better. It's significantly better. But it's way more immersive, and you see the perspective. Like you see, they talk about houses or living places and houses from the 1500s, 1600s, and here they are, right? Maybe not exactly, but they're certainly built on them, and it's really, really cool. And I was reminded today, specifically, why I chose to come to Seville, of all places. I've never been in Spain before. And I just decided Seville, that was it. And it's interesting, too, because last year on last year's trip, I had to choose 3 places, and then a 4th just as kind of a filler. It took me a long time to decide. I was back and forth, and there were all kinds of possibilities. But I don't know, this trip was like, nope, I'm going to go to Spain. We're in Spain. I'm going to go to Seville. And unlike last year, I didn't have a lot of thoughts back and forth. Oh, did I make a right decision? Should I have gone to Madrid? Should I have gone to Barcelona? Or any number of other places, and I didn't. I was like, no, if I'm going to go to one place in Spain, I want to go to Seville. And I don't regret it. And like I said, tonight really reinforced that idea because, if you follow history, you'll know that the center of the universe always changes. It tilts. And at one point, Seville was the center of the universe. Very, very shortly after 1492, when the New World and the Old World collided. And I mentioned this on the other videos, that this is where it started, and this is where it came from. And it was that collision of worlds that made Seville the place for, at least a couple hundred years, because this was the capital of that Spanish Empire. And what was cool today on the history tour, the dark side of Seville, was I heard a lot of really interesting legends and stories and superstitions and those kinds of things. And like I said, I eat all that up. But what was interesting was our tour guide would tell us these stories. He'd take us to these places and tell us the stories. And then, of course, he would ask us, what do you think? True? How much of it's true? How much of it is a legend? And we had to decide, you know? And that's kind of what history is, I mean, there's documented facts, but even then, you know, you have to question things. And, you know, it was a really cool exercise of hearing about these things and then finding out what's mostly true, what's, you know, conjecture, what's completely made up, and what's like obvious, like propaganda that has been held on to over the years. And, you know, I'll talk more about it when I'm, you know, touring the city a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, there are some great stories and some tragic stories and some amazing ones. And, you know, getting the opportunity to just be here in and among the stories is something else. I really like it. I would suggest to you if you're coming to a city, taking one of those walking tours, those history tours. In particular, take the food tour, because then at least you get fed as well. But it's so cool because I spent, I don't know, months, weeks researching history in and of itself before I even came here. But there's so much more. The nuances, the very particular points in time that really only a local will know, because it's the locals who hold on to those stories, right? There's just too much more to talk about to really have all of these little stories and all of the history books and that. So you gotta come take a tour. You gotta have a local tell you a story, and maybe it's just complete bull, but it's a local story and it's an interesting story, and you're gonna remember it. But more importantly, is you're gonna be among it. You're gonna be here. Like when they tell you that some lady fell in love and tragically made her way into a neighborhood and threw herself off a balcony or something. I mean, it's that balcony right there, right? And not that one, like particularly, but that's the cool thing about coming and doing this thing. And I'm so happy I did it. And you know, I want to do more of it. Speaking of which, I don't actually have any plans from this point further. I'm almost at the midway point. I'm just going to see what happens tomorrow. You know, normally I'd want to just figure out where I'm going and what I'm doing on the weekend in particular, because I got a whole free day. But I just didn't have the time to plan. And so I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I think one of the reasons is because I'm a little tired, if I'm being completely honest. It's been, you know, it's been busy. So I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is a nice, interesting, relaxing day. And I'm just going to decide, I'm going to let my body decide what I'm going to do tomorrow. Like maybe I'll wake up and I'll figure out how far the train can take me in a day, and I'll just choose that city to go to. Or maybe I will get up and realize that I want to do that. And maybe I'll just wander around Seville. I still have to see the cathedral. I still have to see the Alcazar. I still have and tons of churches to see in this city alone. And not to mention all these cool alleyways to walk down and check out. So, I don't know. Find out with me tomorrow where I'm going to be and what I'm going to do. Because your guess is as good as mine. If you have any suggestions, please comment them. I'll see them in the morning. So with that, I will say, I hope everyone out there is doing well. I'm obviously doing well. Such an enriching experience. I hope you're able to do it yourself. I hope you're planning your own adventures. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, it is really so helpful. Liking the videos is also helpful, or commenting, or, you know, telling me whether or not I should do these videos with my hat on, or whether I should get my hair cut so I look nicer. Anyway, I hope you're doing great. I hope you're all warm. I hear it's not so warm over there. It's nice over here. I'm sorry, but you know, we'll talk tomorrow, and maybe I'll have great tales of faraway adventures, or maybe I'll be telling you about how I just decided to sit in a local plaza and eating jamon and drinking coffee. Who knows? I guess we'll find out tomorrow. So, hasta mañana. Good night, everyone.